Hello, listeners, and welcome to another episode of Bones of the Story. And today is one of my favorite episodes because Jen and I get to do our top shelf reads of the year. And of course, me being weird about numbers, we're going to have 6 of our top shelf reads and then some honorary mentions. And I should say before we get started, Jen, have you numbered all of your...
Oh yeah.
Well, because I re-listened to last year's episode and we were
Oh
struggling
yeah,
with the
I was a
numbers
hot
last year.
mess. Yeah, I was a hot mess last year for sure.
Uh,
I'm a
it,
hot mess this year too, but whatever.
it's a great episode. So I may have went a little overboard because I almost read 200 books this year. I mean, we still got a few days left in the year, but okay.
That's
So
insane. I don't even think I hit 100 this year. I don't know that I hit 50.
I
I
had
kind of
my
want to
goal.
figure it out.
I had my goal set really low because, I was, taking PhD classes, but I didn't take any class this fall. And so
Yeah.
I read more than I thought I was going to read because my brain wasn't fried. Okay. Jen, let's start at
Okay.
your number 6 top shelf read of the year.
Mine is It Had to Be You by Eliza Jane Brazier. I've talked about this book a few times on the podcast, and it was so much fun, especially I feel like it made it to the list because it wasn't a book that anybody else recommended or I saw on TikTok or saw on social media. Like I just picked it randomly off of my Libby app and it was absolutely delightful.
Nice. I like that. So my number 6 is Watermoon by Samantha Yambao. Yambao. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And this is a book that was selected for the book tournament that I run. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a fantasy, I would say new adult fantasy. This book was so magical, but the magic was so simplistic. Like there was nothing extravagant. There was nothing that was, when you think of like fantasy or magical realism, you expect there to be this overabundance or in your face kind of thing to make it stand out. Absolutely not with this
Yeah.
book. It was just so it was using everyday things. So one of the things that I keep bringing up when I talk about this book is how one of the ways that they travel
Mm.
to complete their journey is that they ride on the tail of a whisper of
Huh.
gossip. Like, it is the craziest thing I have ever read with how they did all of the things that they need to do with the magic. So it wasn't anything crazy, but it was something new and exciting, and it was very simple. I call this book very magically simplistic, but because of those little nuances like that, it stuck with me. So that's my number 6.
I love that. All right,
Mhm.
what is your number 5?
My number 5 is The Three Body Problem, which is a sci-fi fantasy, there's also a Netflix TV show. I have not watched the Netflix TV show, but a really good friend of mine started reading this like a year or so ago, like a year or so before I started reading it. For those who don't know, you ask me to read something, I'll get to it eventually. I'll get to it. It'll just take me some time. So she started like a year and a half before I started it. And then I listened to it on audio, and it took me a while because I was only listening to it when I was in the car because it's sci-fi, it's science fiction. Like that's not normally my go-to genre, but the narrator of this book, like there was just enough to keep me going, and I'm like, where is this story going? Like, and I would be texting my friend or messaging her and be like, okay, I'm at this part and this is what I think, and the way that they brought the story together, it was just really different. I mean, it has aliens, so obviously that's a hit for me. I was very excited about it, but I don't know how to explain it. It was so well done, and I've been trying to read the second book all year long, and the second book is not as good as the first one. I've been struggling with it quite a bit. But I think I'm like only like halfway through. So this is a book that you really have to read all the way through to understand everything that's happening to enjoy it, because towards the end
Yeah.
is where she I think the author's a female. I could be wrong. The author ties everything together, and then you start making all the dots and you're like, holy shit, I didn't realize, or I didn't catch, or I theorized this the wrong route. But it's definitely one of those books that you have to read all the way through to get the conclusion or the satisfactory of taking the time to read the book. So Three Body Problem is my number 5.
Nice.
Your number 5?
My number 5 is the first 3 books in the Discovery of Witches series. I never made it through the 4th one because I happened to start it not at a great time of year and just couldn't pick it back up. But the first 3 books, I burned through them and absolutely loved them. Very much not my typical kind of genre, I guess, because it was more sci-fi than it's technically what the genre is for it is sci-fi, but it was phenomenal. And I loved it.
Oh, I like that. What's your number 4?
This might surprise you. It surprised me that it wasn't higher. Number 4 is Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood.
Wow, I am really surprised.
I am also surprised that it ended up not ranking higher. Honestly, I will say this about the top probably 5 books are just about interchangeable. Like they could all be my number ones for the year, but they're all 4 of them are in different genres. So
Okay.
I feel like they're the top pick from each genre I read from this year.
I am really
But
surprised by that, though.
it's such a good book. I
I
absolutely
know.
loved the story.
I'm
And
struggling with this book so bad.
I know you are. It's fine.
I'm working on it. It's right here. I'm
Uh-huh.
working on it.
Uh-huh.
It's totally not true, but
I know it's not.
I'm the intent is there. The intent is there. Okay. My number 4 is The Wrong Quarterback by C.R. Jane. This is a spin-off series of The Wrong Pucky Number. So The Wrong Pucky Number is hockey, so this is football. But I felt like this book reminded me of The Wrong Pucky Number, which is my favorite book from the hockey series. And I just resonated with it more. Again, the whole like stalker thing, being very over possessive. It's just, yeah, contemporary. That's my sports pick. I really like it. Super cute. I can't wait for the 3rd one to come out in the series. So, yeah, that's my number 4.
Love it. What's your number 3?
My number 3 is Wolves of Crescent City, which is a trilogy by Tessa Hale. So last year, Tessa Hale was on my list because I had read all of her stuff last year, but then she had a new trilogy drop this year, and I read it, like 2 or 3 times already.
Oh
I
my
love it
gosh.
so. Like, Tessa Hale is just, I don't know what she's magical when she writes, and the things that she writes, and the short little worlds that she builds. Like, the trilogies are just perfect. This Reverse Harem. I honestly think this might be my favorite one out of all of her series because she has like 4 or 5 trilogies. I don't know. It's just there's just something about her. Like, she's woven a spell over me. I can't wait for the next trilogy about who it's going to be about. So maybe that just might be the new trend. Tessa Hill's going to be on my list every year.
I love it.
So that's my
I feel
number
like
3,
Ali Hazelwood is always on my list.
as she should be if she's your favorite.
Yeah, I love her stuff.
Okay, your number 3.
My number 3 is The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst.
That's on my list to read
I,
next year.
oh my God, I loved this book. It
Yeah.
was, it was just lovely. Like it was one of the, I mean, you still have a conflict and that sort of thing, but her personality and the personality of her spider plant.
Spider Plant, I love it already.
It was just delightful. Like it was fun, and it was completely different, and it was cozy. Like there's no high stakes, or at least like the high stakes don't feel that high.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's such a fun and sweet book that still ends up having a slight romantic side to it, while just having the most like eccentric characters. I feel like the spell shop is what I wanted Legends and Lattes to be.
Okay.
Like it has the vibes, but it does it so superbly better.
Okay, that's good to know. It's in the book tournament bracket for next year, so I'm excited to read
Oh, the
it.
spell shop is?
Uh-huh.
That's it's so good. It's such a fun read. I do
Yeah.
want to read the next book in the world.
Okay, that's exciting. So that's your number 3.
That is my number three. So
What's your number
what's your number
2?
two? Yeah.
This may shock, but actually might not come out as a surprise at all. But my number 2 is Blackthorn.
Oh yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
I I know people are confused about the ending, but like it just made sense in my head, but that's not even why it's on the list. Like I don't even care about the ending. It's literally their banter between the two of them. That
Yeah.
is that is like the epitome of what I expect. Not the epitome, like the high of what I expect the banter to be between people in all of my books from now on, and I'm not going to get that. Okay, it's literally yeah. I still need somebody to do the narration clips of just them talking and just put it in a compilation for me because that's all I care about. Nothing else in that book matter. And the sex scenes are fine, but like their conversations are all I care about. That's
Yeah,
it.
they were so good and so fun. So fun.
So that's my number 2. What's your number 2?
So my number two will probably shock the audience because it is a thriller. It's a psychological thriller. It has nothing to do with fantasy, romance, anything. But it's called That's Not My Name by Megan Lally. This book absolutely wrecked me. Like, you're following along two kind of sort of plot lines happening at the same time. You're following the storyline of the girl who's been kidnapped, and she doesn't remember who she is. She's being raised, quote unquote, by her quote unquote dad, but things are beginning to not add up. She's having some memories of people that he doesn't say that she knows, but she has memories of them. And then you're also following the storyline of the boy whose girlfriend disappears, and everyone in the town is blaming him. He is the number one suspect for the cops. Her was it Yeah, her best friend is the sheriff of the town, or her best friend's dad rather is the sheriff of the town, and he has it out for her boyfriend. And you're following the storylines parallel. So like you're his attempt to save her, find her, get her, and her attempt to begin realizing that, oh my god, I've been kidnapped, and now I have to try to outwit the person who's kidnapped me. So the stories are happening parallel to each other until they cross. And the plot, like the twist that happens in this book, is your first gut punch. But then the epilogue, I was sobbing, like sobbing at the end of this
Okay.
book. It is so unbelievably well done.
Did you read it or listen to it?
I want to say I bounced between both. I think I
Okay.
listened to it and I was reading it on Kindle when it wasn't convenient for me to listen to it.
Okay.
And that's when you know, like, I am in a book. If I am dueling, like, because normally I'll reserve like one of those things for a different book. But like the series I'm reading right now, I'm dual reading it for audio and Kindle because I don't want to stop reading it. And it was the same thing for this book.
Okay. I'll have to check it out. Add it to my
Check,
ever-growing list of
check,
things to
check
read.
it out. Yeah, it was. Oof, check your triggers because it is. Oof, man.
Okay. And your number one?
My number one is Goldfinch and Gold by Raven Kennedy.
Oh, I was not expecting that. I should have. Okay.
I wasn't expecting it either coming into the episode, but as I was really contemplating this year's reads and like the ones that moved me, because I mean, I feel like people know me well enough. If you've been listening, like those are the ones that always rank higher, the ones that move me.
Mm-hmm.
I still think about those books. And like I finished it months ago and what I love most is the most impactful scenes were with side characters. Like the overarching plot line Aaron and Slade, like I love them. They're incredible. Their story wraps up beautifully. I love what I think is going to be a spin-off, how she set things up, how that entire story wrapped up. Like it was incredible. But the way she takes a side character from someone that you absolutely cannot stand and like you cringe when you start reading her point of views to by the end of the books you are rooting for her so hard and you really begin to hope for more for her because you learn so much more about her and who she is and what she can and how she came to be and all of these things. And then the way Raven wraps her storyline, there's no words. Like I will think about them forever.
I'll get to it.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, I'm on book 4. That's a lot better than where I was out last year, okay?
I mean, in my opinion, that book 4 is a slog to get through, so
I
that's fair.
I enjoyed it. I just need to get the books back from the library. I haven't done that. Actually, that's not true. I put
Yeah.
them on request, and then I never went and picked them up, and then they got reshelved. So I find that interesting that your number one is 2 books because my number one is also 2 books.
I was just about to ask what your number one was, or is rather.
So my number one right now is Quicksilver and Brimstone.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
What?
Yes. The hype for this series is on point. Kingfisher is book boyfriend, like number one. Like I don't even, and it's not even that. So I can't remember names.
I'm so irritated. I'm gonna have to read this now. I'm
Yeah.
so irritated about this.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah,
But
well, fuck you and everyone else that can't stop talking about this book.
the chemistry and the banter I feel like is equivalent to Blackthorn. It's not as the banter's not as good. Like I don't think we're ever going to find good banter like we did in Blackthorn. But it
Yeah,
is
Blackthorn is
just
on another
as
level.
it's just as high. I love their interactions, their quick wittiness, their chemistry, how they build like and when they call Kingfisher morally great. This motherfucker is not morally great. He is black. And I'm telling you this because this is we hear or we read about a morally great guy who is going to destroy the world to save his woman or whatever. And sometimes it's not always what am I trying to say? The main male characters don't always look at the person and be like, I will kill you for her, right? Because I'm going to, or I will destroy your world for her. It's more implied. It's never verbally said. Kingfisher has no problem actually saying this two people. He looks somebody dead in the eyes like, have you ever made a promise to her? And would you do anything, destroy a whole world to keep that promise? He's like, that's what I'm doing. And then she's like, no, honey, you can't kill him. And he's like, you're lucky she's my moral compass, okay? Because otherwise you'd be dead. Like he actually like follows through with that threat. Or I don't want to say threat, but like he follows through with that arrogance of she is my world and I'm going to make sure that she is happy. And he is consistent about it in everything that he does. And I love that. I love their honesty. We all know that I hate a fucking miscommunication or a misunderstanding, and I have not had that
Yeah,
happen one time in this series. They don't keep things
that's
from him.
awesome.
Like at one point, and this is kind of a spoiler, but it's not a spoiler. She's told not to tell him something, and she's like, I can't do that. This is my mate. And she tells him. And he's like, thank you for telling me, but I'm glad that I know now. And so for this point forward, anything that involves that, just say, hey, it involves this, and I won't push. I understand. And that is just catnip to me. This way of how they communicate. And then the side characters are phenomenal. Carrie Swift, like, you know how I saw this before I even read Quicksilver, I saw this meme about Carrie and Swift and Cassian and the one dude from Throne of Glass, and it's like, oh my gosh, I want to see these dudes in a room because they are just gonna like cause so much mayhem and mischief. And now that I read it, I would definitely love Cassian and Carrion and that other dude to like do a crossover. Okay, I know it's two different worlds, but I want them to meet because they're gonna try and outwit each other, and it's just gonna be great. I'm listening to them on audio, so I don't know if that helps or not. I do own the first Quicksilver book. I'm waiting for Brimstone to come out in paperback because the hardcovers are just The paperbacks I think are better, but I cannot wait for the third book. I can't wait. It's really good. So that's my number one.
That's awesome. I love it. That's so.
Mhm.
I can't believe it's those two fucking books.
Yeah. I wasn't
That's so
expecting
funny.
it, but I really thought Blackthorn was going to be number one. Like I really did. And there's just so many more elements that I wish would have been in Blackthorn.
Yeah.
I get in Quicksilver. And then of course you have Fae and magic and worlds and mates and hello. Like that's just all my check boxes.
Love it. All right. So, what honorable mention do you have?
I have 7. How many? You only have 1,
Oh my
right?
God. I have one.
I really tried to narrow down. I had 15. Okay, I had 15 originally on my list. So I feel like 15 or 16. Okay, so I'll do my honorary mentions in no particular order, just really quick. House in the Cerulean Sea was really good. I read it twice
I've heard
back to
good things.
back. I listened to it. I would highly recommend listening to it. And unfortunately, you do have to wait till you get to chapter 5 for it to actually be any good. Because I stopped right before chapter 5 because I was like, this is boring. I don't care. But I had it for 2 separate book clubs this year. So I did it, and I jumped in the audio, and the audio was great.
That's
My next
awesome.
my next honorary mention is Discovery of Witches. We read that for book club.
Yay!
I listened to that on audio. I felt like if I hadn't listened to it on audio, I wouldn't have liked it, but it was really good. I loved it. I was satisfied with the ending. Like I understand the sequel and like the third, there's like 5 or 6 books in that series, but I was
Yeah.
satisfied with the first book. I'm going to do all 7. So my next one is The Silver Lake Wolves by Isa Reiner, ISARINNER. I don't know how to say her name. This is a different take on shapeshifters. They're lichens. They're not werewolves. So I've never read a full series that the majority of it or all of them are lichens and not necessarily just shapeshifters. Normally the lichens are like secondary, but no, they have a whole packs and stuff. And it was just really, it's interesting. It was something different. I really liked it. It stood out to me because of that. Next honorary mention is an author, Elle Steele. She is the equivalent of Catherine Mari or Mara, Katharina that I read. That's contemporary. The contemporary version of like Rejected Mates, because they're like billionaires and like arranged marriages and like forced proximity. And she writes just as good as Katarina or whatever her name is. And I love all the stuff. So that is about as contemporary as I normally get. And these two authors are like there. I think I read like 3 or 4 of her books this year when I need that angst fixed. Yeah. My next honorary mention is the Hidden, I cannot pronounce this. I'm just going to call it the Hidden Fallen series by Kelly Cove. It's a trilogy. I can't remember everything about this trilogy, but there are just scenes that just come out of nowhere when I'm like thinking about books or what I want to read, and it has just really stuck with me. It's this, there's shifters, there's magic, they're in hiding, they get caught, a lot of stuff happens. It's just a really good trilogy. I don't know how to explain it, but shapeshifters, bad guys. It is not a reverse harem, surprisingly. It is one FM, one main male character and one main female character. But I still think about scenes from this book. It's really good. My next one is Outlier by Susie Tate. It was a book that I was really excited to read this year because she had pushed back the release date like twice, I think. It is part of a series. I couldn't tell you what the series name is. It's so contemporary that people should be shocked that it's on my list or that I even read Susie Tate, but she does really good angst as well. Like there is nothing special about the things that Susie Tate writes. It's male meets female, they fall in love, something happened. Like it is like old school, like romance plotline, but there is just something about the way that she writes and the characters that she develops that I just really enjoy. I've read quite a few of her stuff. I don't know what else she has coming out next, but that was just one of the books that I was highly excited about reading this year. So that's why it made my honorary mentions. And then, of course, my last honorary mention is Love and Other Conspiracies because, hello, it's conspiracy theories. The audio was great.
It was.
I enjoyed that very much. I'm really surprised by how a lot of the books that are on my list are only on my list because I listen to them. I find that very fascinating.
I will say this. I think the standard for audio narration is continuing to improve. I'm hoping that it doesn't get to a point where like it makes it impossible to afford the books.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So 7 of my books were all because of audio. Otherwise, they wouldn't have made it. That's crazy. So those are my top shelf reads. What is your one honorary mention?
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I added 2, but they're going to be authors.
Okay.
Okay, so the one that I had written down is A Fate Inked in Blood and a Curse Carved in Bone by Danielle L. Jensen. I finally read, I think it's the Unfated Saga, is the duology. And I love Danielle's writing. I haven't read anything of hers that I don't really, really enjoy. I have a feeling that if I had read the final 2 books of the Bridge Kingdom series, that it would have been on this list, but I haven't gotten to it yet. But they're out and I'm so excited to read them. I love the way Danielle writes. I think she writes angst really, really well. I think she writes like slow burn and then like scorching fire heat really well. And the plot just was crazy throughout both books, which again, she pins those together so well. And then I would have to say Abby Jimenez is an honorable mention. I think I've read everything that she's written so far. And I think I even said this on my wrap up last year, like the way she writes contemporary romance in a way that feels very, very real without being depressing is magic. Like, I don't know how she does it. Like, she tackles really hard topics in most of her books with grief or infertility or chronic illnesses, terminal illnesses. Like, she weaves them together in a story that is beautiful and poignant and funny, and I have no idea how she does it. And then the final honorable mention is Elsie Silver. I love everything she writes. I think she's a small town cowboy type romance reader. And I think aside from her most recent series, I've read everything that she's written too.
What's her name
So
again?
Elsie Silver.
Like the letter L and the letter C?
No, Elsie is Elsie.
Oh.
It's okay. You're cute.
Oh my lord. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, and then the final honorable mention will be Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. I know it's controversial. I know that there are a lot of people that did it. I honestly enjoyed Onyx Storm quite a lot and was not mad about the cliffhanger. I don't think I've ever said that on any forum because like I don't want y'all to come for me, but that's my truth is I don't think it was poorly done. I think Rebecca has a vision for where she's going and I think we'll like the ride getting there.
Yeah, I 100%.
Yeah,
Mhm.
fuck you. You haven't read that either, bitch. Listen, I understand the hesitancy because I was not a big fan of Iron Flame. I didn't like what she did to Violet's character, but I feel like we got Violet back in Onyx Storm, and I think we're gonna like where we go overall. So
Okay. I just need to reread Fourth Wing and then Iron Flame and then just jump right into Onyx Storm and get it just done.
yeah, pretty much.
I don't think I can jump back into Onyx Storm without rereading the first two because I'm just so disconnected from it.
Yeah, I wish I could just reread for the sake of rereading to understand more, but I normally don't. Or I haven't in the last couple of years. Haven't been able to reread anything. I didn't even
Okay.
reread Ranger this year. I don't think. I might
I
have.
don't think you did. I think we
Actually,
talked about it, but I don't know if you did.
yeah, I don't know if I did either.
I think you were going to reread something else. Didn't you
I
reread Guild and them before you jumped in or no?
Nope.
You just jumped right
Just dove
in.
into book 5 and was very confused for a few chapters, but I got it. We were fine.
Things started clicking back into place. Is there
Yeah, they
is
normally do.
how do you I guess I have two questions that I want to ask. How do you feel about what you've read this year and what are you looking forward to next year?
I really like that I read from different genres this year. Like I didn't read the same. I feel like I read like the same 5 authors. That's not quite true. Like the same 5 authors the last couple of years. And this year, like I really like I just kind of randomly went on Libby to like the available now audiobooks and picked up a couple good books that way. The Spell Shop is not something that I would have read if it wasn't recommended by a lot of people. And I'm so grateful I read it. And the same with That's Not My Name. Like, it's certainly one of the more heartbreaking books that I've read. But if had to choose like one book from my list that anybody should read, it would be that one. I think it has a really, really poignant and timely message for our society.
Okay.
What I'm looking forward to in 2026, apparently Quicksilver and Brimstone, because everybody won't shut the fuck up about it.
And
I'm
at least book
absolutely.
3 will be out next year too.
Oh, will it?
Mhm.
We know this.
Yes, there's a title and everything.
Okay,
Well,
good.
as long as nothing changes,
Well,
shit
yeah, but
happens.
as long
But
as, yeah. So definitely those two. Hold on, there was one I was just thinking of that I'm really excited about, and now I've forgotten what it was.
oh, sorry, I didn't mean to distract you.
It's okay.
No, it's not.
It's fine. It's no big deal.
So Quicksilver and
Oh,
Brimstone.
I will absolutely be reading the next duology in the Bridge Kingdom series. I just have this gut feeling that that relationship is going to be on par with Laura and Aron's.
Okay.
So I'm really excited about reading those two books.
Because that's Anna, right? Anna?
Yeah. Yep. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I am. Hopefully we have an announcement of when the next ACOTAR book is out, but I'm not even holding my breath anymore. Like, I'm so over it, especially since our last teaser was like a year ago. I think that's it. I think those are the ones I am probably looking forward to most next year.
Okay.
I do think, didn't Katie Roberts say she either's wrapped up the Neon Gods or she's wrapping up Neon Gods in 2026? Yeah,
The
so
last
definitely,
book.
definitely looking forward to the conclusion of that series. I haven't read the last couple of books, I don't think, but that's only what I do. So I normally like leave a couple to read back to back. She releases like every 6 months.
Mm-hmm. So
So,
Penelope
what about you?
Douglas. Okay, so actually, let me back up. This year, I'm with you. Like, I read a lot of things that are outside of my normal bubble with the science fiction and some of these young adult fantasies and such that don't really have any romance in them, and I'm not upset about it. I've learned the things that I'm willing to read and give time to, so I feel like that's important. So now I can no longer say, well, that's not true. I can still say that things don't affect me, but I'm now learning that there are things that I don't want to read.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me happy. It doesn't feel good. I just don't want to do that. So I feel like this has been a really good year. I've read a lot of not so good books, but I'm okay with the reading the not so good ones because now, one, I just know not to read them anymore, but because it's just different. I didn't like it because of this particular thing. That doesn't mean that it's not good for anybody else, but there were a couple of streaks where I was just reading not good book, not good book, not good book. And it's like, ugh, will this bad luck streak ever go away? And finally it does. Finally something triggers out of that. For next year, Penelope Douglas has finally dropped her release date for The Quiet Ones. It was supposed to come out this year, but it didn't happen. It is now coming out in February, so I'm very excited about that.
Yay.
I cannot wait. I'm definitely excited about the third book in the Quicksilver series, which is called Fae and Alchemy. The one thing that I am super sad about, and like I have to like start to mentally prepare myself for, is Naileen Singh is ending the Guild Hunter
Mm-hmm.
series. The final
Yep.
book comes out in May, and I do not know what to do with myself. Okay, like I don't know. I don't.
So
Not
it's
at
coming out in
all.
May. It's not even coming out in the fall.
Nope, it's coming out in May, the last book of the series. And
Dang.
I may have seen a spoiler and I don't know how to handle it. Can I tell you?
Sure.
Because I read her newsletter, and so like one of the only authors besides like a couple of others that I read their newsletter from top to bottom because it's just important to get the updates. I try and skip it when she talks about the Guild Hunter series because I still haven't read the last one or two books in the series. It says it's been 1,000 years, and I'm like, I need to stop. I don't know. I have to stop. I don't want to know. I don't want to. Yeah, I know. I don't know if that's the prophecy, if it's the war, or if it time jumps. I have no idea. But I do not know what to do with myself. I've already told my boss, I'm like, I'm probably going to have to take the day off because, or at least the next day off for when I read it, because I have it pre-ordered.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I really don't.
Dang. That's crazy.
Yeah. The series has been going on for so long. I feel like all of my
Yeah.
life, because I've been following it from its inception. And I
Yeah.
can't. Yeah. And you know, the crazy thing is I have not completed a reread of this series since like 2023.
Well, yeah, because it's like 20 something books. It
No,
takes forever.
before we did it for the book club, I would reread this series once a year, at least once a year,
You're
if not
insane.
twice.
Yes. Well, we've established that you're nuts.
And I didn't do it last year. I tried. I started this year. I didn't finish it. It's just
Yeah.
a comfort read. I love it.
It is. It's a great series.
And now I'm really going to have to reread all of the books in preparation for May. So I'll probably be doing that in April.
Yeah.
So that I could just dive right in and like be caught up. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. There are some other things that apparently have been said that they're coming out. Amo Jones keep on saying she's going to finish a series. I'll believe it when I see the deadline, the release date. Even sometimes that changes.
Yeah.
Tessa Hell is writing the new trilogy that's supposed to be coming out next year, so I'm very excited about that. There's some other indie authors that have stuff that they say are supposed to be coming out next year, but that changes. So, but my biggest one is Naileen Singh. I don't know what I'm going to do. Patricia Briggs has a new book coming out next year, so that's exciting. It's the Alpha and Omega, so
Nice.
we're very excited about that because we need to know what the F is going on. I
Sweet.
think that's about all I got.
Awesome. All right, y'all, let us know what were your top reads of this year. What are you looking forward to for next year, 2026? Let us know on Instagram at Bones of the Story, and we will see you next time.
Thank you for joining us on the journey into the shadows of love, where dark romance stories come to light.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Bones of the Story as much as we did. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. Your feedback means the world to us.
And to stay updated on all things dark romance, follow us on social media. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
We'd also love to hear from you. Share your thoughts, ideas, or even your own dark romance stories with us. Drop us a line at bonesofthestory@gmail.com.
Remember, our next tantalizing episode is just around the corner, so keep your hearts open and your senses sharp.
Until then, embrace the darkness and let the stories continue to stir your deepest desires.
This is Misty
and Jen,
signing off
from Bones of the Story.